What's up, yins, guys? Time for another video. Damn, a little bit of wind today going on there. But anyway, yeah, time for another video. And even though this is a dead horse, this shit happens every couple years in small levels anyway, so not like I'm beating a dead horse. But even if I was beating a dead horse here, some of it's still talked about in 2020, and I'm gonna make a video about this and say this because this is what I say to people all the time anyway, and this is worth saying because it's shit that people do hope you never find out, that it never enters people's minds, especially dumbass kids out there, or even grown-ass people that are dumb. And it can mostly be a message for groups of white people, white leftist types who want to go overboard to show off how driven by justice they are, how they need it, and they run around and vandalize stupid shit because everybody knows in 2020 you had large amounts of white people that wanted to go around doing this. It don't matter what color you are, you go with a crowd and engage in vandalism, or just say you were going to do a peaceful protest and spur of the moment you join in some people. Why you should not do it. This is important information that can save somebody's life. I'm not just trolling here, you know. If somebody watching it might save their life, because this is something you should be thinking. Like, and I'm wondering, this shit, and this is about shit that probably has happened somewhere, but you don't. I want to browse around and see if there's articles about it happening. I think it did, because how come nobody ever reports on this as something here I'm going to tell you that should happen in a way. That you know it's probably happened, but okay, let's give you a scenario here. I know for a fact this kind of shit probably has happened, and it's not going to get reported because I think, not that I condone violence beginning in violence and certain kinds of retribution, you know what I mean? I'm not encouraging that, but this is a kind of a thing where I think that if there is things like this that happen, they ain't going to report on it, because that would ironically take away the possible common sense and fear of retribution in certain protest violence. Okay, I'm getting to the point here. I'm on with it. I'm getting to the point. I know you're waiting for me to get to the point. Okay, here's the scenario. One of the things that I'm talking about that I think happens and nobody knows about it, should be told, and it should be happening in a way. Scenario, group of people, and this would be like why I wouldn't do shit like this, and I say you should join the crowd and do shit like this, because I feel with my luck this would happen. Yes, and I'm getting to the point. Here's the scenario. Okay, yeah, going with a bunch of your buddies, you know what I mean, and Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. You know, you got some peaceful marches and protests that, for my opinion, shouldn't have been happening in other cities because they had nothing to do with the incidents being sensationalized. And in the fact, it did open the doors for every kind of people, crackheads and everybody else, just to, they see other people doing shit, people that think they can do anything they want and get away with it because there's whole crowds doing stuff, which it's a bad idea to do, and join in. Here's why. I'm getting to it. Scenario, yeah, with your buddies. Yeah, you're smashing like random businesses, random cars, right? And I want to say random cars. A situation like this happens. And all of a sudden say, okay, and I'm going to say a pretty good built black gentleman walks right up to say they want to, he's actually being real calm, but inside say he wants to run up on you. You know, here I'm getting to the point. Say you or me are joining in with this, and say they see this black gentleman not mad, or they see the way he's looking at him, and just like, your buddies run away and you're still there, and he ain't running up on you and attacking you, and even though he wants to, he has a look in his eyes and he's smiling at you saying, oh, you having fun smashing that car. And then you'd be saying, oh yeah, I'm doing this for you, racial justice, right? Black Lives Matter. And you know, keep in mind, this could happen. A very calm black gentleman that maybe is capable of killing you, but he don't chase you because the smarter one that's capable of killing you, there are ones out there that are smarter, that they know you'll run away, so they can act cool and calm. So, and he goes, hey, yo, yeah. So you go, oh, I'm doing this for you, racial justice, as Black Lives Matter. And instead of running up on you, he goes, yeah, right on, man, good job. Comes to shake your hand, yeah, this is awesome. Put her there, man. He gets a hold of you to shake your hand, right? And he doesn't let go, and he grabs you by the scruff. And his face changes all the time. And the dude got some pretty good skills, kind of like Floyd Mayweather, right? Capable of pretty much kicking mine in your ass. And it's a good reason, too, to listen to these black YouTubers out there, the kind of ones that I've been looking at that did time in prison for some stuff, and they're telling white people and other black people, don't commit violent crime, don't do this and that. This is another reason why you should listen to these people. And a couple of these guys that were in prison, too. I've seen a couple of them. They're capable of kicking mine or your ass. But say somebody that's maybe built like that, he don't get mad, and he goes, shakes your hand. Oh, good job, man. And he gets you, grabs you by the scruff of the neck, or grabs you by the scruff, and then he's like, motherfucker, that's my car. And you're going to be better prepare yourself to get beaten up real bad. And if he wants to, whether he's religious or whether you're religious or not, he might give you the opportunity to say, you know what, there's nobody else here to see, or maybe if I get caught, I don't know. I'm going to give you a chance to pray and ask Jesus in your life and ask Jesus to forgive you. And don't know if Jesus is going to forgive me or not for killing you, but I'm going to give you the last request as I prepare to meet your maker. Or I'm just being sarcastic. He probably wouldn't really do that, but everything I'm talking about here should be done in a cartoon, like those people on another YouTube channel I look, infographics, or any other channel that, will put things in cartoons. There should be cartoons written about what I'm saying. Yeah, they ain't gonna give you no last request to give your soul to Jesus, or whatever. But I'm just being a little bit sarcastic. But truthfully, they're gonna grab a hold of you and say, "That's my car, and I'm gonna beat the living crap out of you within inches of your life." Or if they want to, they're physically capable, instead of taking their own hands and beating the shit out of you once they get a hold of you. Maybe beat you up a little bit and drag your ass down to the police station and take their chances on, whether the police will find them for some kind of unnecessary violence or taking it into their hands. But most likely, if he might get something at all or whatever, depending on what police or judges do. Because in certain laws and states you're supposed to call the cops and yada yada. But most likely, if the dude, this black gentleman question that I would talk about, you can maybe consider yourself lucky if he physically drags you to the police station himself after he beats the crap out of you. But most likely, you get some people out there that should be a legitimate fear, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people that don't want to hear that, you know what I mean? They might yell over top of me and say, how dare me talk against like that, that's just like racism, and you're patronizing black people, but you're a racist in disguise. But I would say, so saith the white leftist who thinks he knows what's best for black people, and who is also a hypocrite, who claims to be fighting for black people, but it's totally okay to hate certain black people and hate certain black YouTubers that speak a narrative other than theirs, and whom would also be a hypocrite, will curse somebody else for being anti-Semitic, but they tell you it's not okay to listen to Ben Shapiro. I'm like, okay, yeah, these are kind of people that claim that the lovers of protest and the shit starters, the lovers of justified violent vandalism, yet tell some other people they're racist according to their own standards, but they say it's okay to hate certain black YouTubers that are against their bullshit and want to get them banned from YouTube and everything else, and call everybody else anti-Semitic, but you get a Jew named Ben Shapiro who's also on Rumble. He puts all his stuff on Rumble these days, the channel called Rumble. I go on there just to listen to him. You got some stuff about with him on YouTube. But yeah, that's the kind of hypocrites that if you question violent vandalism under the guise of protest, which basically certain vandalism, which is just me talking about it, I'm supposed to be kicking a dead horse, but we should remember that shit in case it happens again. But the overstretching and expanding the meaning of expanding the meaning and legitimacy of protest, and in places that have nothing to do with it for somebody's own advantage, just so they can exercise their criminal mischief and violent behavior while criticizing somebody else's violent behavior. That really makes a lot of sense. But anyway, that's not that I'm telling any good black gentleman that had his car vandalized to go beat the hell out of somebody. No, I'm not. I'm not telling them to do that. But I'm saying it's a fear that some people thinking about doing that shit should have. But yet I'm also saying that if that does happen and you're vandalizing some car and some black gentleman and gets a hold of you, you're doing it for Black Lives Matter, and some black gentleman gets a hold of you because the car you're vandaling happens to be his car. And if that happens to you, it's your own fucking fault. And that black gentleman that I would make reference to shouldn't have to go to jail for it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm basically saying. I'm saying that if it happens to you, it's your own fault. I'm not telling you any black gentleman that got his car vandalized because of Black Lives Matter, if he catches him, to go do that out of risk of going to jail for involuntary because of the way the court system is. And the court system is biased towards certain white and black people, for my opinion, depending on what city. We found out a lot of stories about that in 2020, but I'm saying there should be, I think, no matter what you feel on any political side, I actually think that you should not join a crowd. When in doubt, stay out. You know, don't join. I don't care if it's anything Patriot or anything BLM or anything, because under any legit organization, it means, well, there's splinter groups, if you will, or groups that take on the name that are actually do bad stuff, and they're covers for criminal behavior, and groups that have been known to take names of legit groups. You know what I mean? Don't join in no Antifa shit or no pseudo-Antifa shit or Antifa splitter group. Yeah, people will make that argue with me. I've seen it on different social media. Oh, Antifa's not bad. They don't do all that stuff. But yet there are. If you want to stick to that belief, then maybe you ought to also be sticking to an argument. Okay, there's Antifa splinter groups that call themselves Antifa, use the name, that do criminal behavior, that act like they're affiliated or whatever, but at the same time, I'll play ball with you and say that, but I don't hear anything about no Antifa saying, oh no, that's not us, this is a splinter group taking our name, how dare them prosecute them. There is any, you don't see that, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, the way I say things, when I say things like that, is giving somebody an open door and an opportunity, you know what I mean, if you will, in a certain argument, if they don't like me, give them a chance to kind of admit that there are splinter groups that do bad things, and the groups that their beloved groups aren't just innocent lambs, and they're not, they're fighting, they're doing violent acts just to fight for justice, which I think do go too far now. But yeah, it's always good to say certain things like that to make an argument, you know. You try to give a person a chance, you know, and listen to other people even though you disagree with them, you know what I mean? like I said too, and you do it to expose their bias, and you find out about them right away when they won't answer your questions, and you um, try to play ball with them. Oh, that's just extra information. But the whole thing about this video, my whole point about this video is don't do vandalism like that for anything that happens in the future, because with your luck, it could, the car you're joining in and vandalizing could belong to, in fact, a black gentleman that's capable of beating the shit out of you. Like anybody who listens to this, I could actually be saving your life. Don't pay to join in on anything, because with your luck, that's just something that will happen. And that's an unavoidable fact, you know what I mean?